magic is not all about magic. I think to be a great magician, you need to be a great performer. And to be a great performer, you can't be just a magician. You need to learn so many more things. You need to do theater. You need to do improvisation. You need to learn drama. You need to learn many things. You need to juggle. Why not? Sometimes magicians, we get stuck in magic and we try to learn the best methods and the best effects. And sometimes it's not all about that. It's about being a great performer, and you need so many other things. It has to be impressive, has to be amazing, and has to be impossible. But for me, just an amazing trick is not great. It can be really amazing, but it has to have a deeper meaning. For me, the spectator is not a weapon. It's not a prop you can use. No, it's someone that needs to have at least the same or better experience than the ones that are on the seats, right? On the rest of the audience.
In this episode of Life of Magic, we will talk with Adrián Marmac, a fascinating magician known for his fresh and innovative approach to magic. He has performed in major theaters across Spain and teaches at the Gran Escuela de Magia and at Tamariz. Blending humor, storytelling, and a world-class skill, Adrián creates magic that's full of emotions and unforgettable experiences. This is Adrián Marmac. First of all, Adrián, thank you so much for being here, for making a little hole in your agenda.
Anything for you.
I know you are very, very full. Adrián, I know that you discovered magic when you were 8, right? How did this happen?
It's been a while. Now I'm 29, almost 29. So more than 20 years ago, I discovered magic. The first thing that I remember seeing about magic was a trick that my father did. And it amazed me so much. He isn't a magician. He didn't do like any magic. He only knew this one trick. He used to have a deck of cards. You could shuffle the deck. The spectator would shuffle the deck, and he would put the deck in his trouser on the pocket.
Yes.
And you would call any card, and he would ask you, okay, at which try do you want me to guess your card?
Yeah.
You would be like, at the third try, or at the fourth try, or the fifth try, and you try, and he would like, okay, no, and at the third try, your card.
Wow.
And it was like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
And I saw that trick like over and over, and for me it was like total magic. When I was a bit older, like 1, 2, or he would do this before I was 8, I have to say, but I didn't know how the trick was done. When I was a bit older, he taught me the trick. He was like, okay, now I can teach you. You have suffered enough through these years, and now I know how it was done. The thing is, I had the wrong memory about the trick. No,
yeah.
It wasn't that clear, as clear as I'm saying. There were a few conditions, but for me, it was pure magic. It was like a superpower that I discovered, and now that I could do to amaze other people. And yeah, and used to try that trick, but I didn't pay much attention. It was a bit later when I was completely bored at my house. Didn't know what to do. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I went to YouTube and I literally searched magic trick revealed. Truco de magia explicado in Spanish. And the first video pop up. I was watching the video and I still remember this card trick.
Yeah.
I learned it, I practiced it, it worked, I did it again, it worked again, and I was like, okay, now this is ready for my audience. My audience was again my father.
Yeah.
I did the trick to him, and what really got me into magic was his reaction. Just think about this. My father was looking at his 9-year-old, 8-year-old child,
yeah.
And this child was saying, I'm going to perform the most amazing magic trick to you. He was like, this kid is going to do something so shitty, it's going to be very lame.
Yeah.
And his expectations were like very low, but the trick was very good. So when he saw the trick, I still remember his face. He was blown away. And that phase was like drug, like something toxic for me, because it was like, oh, this is really a superpower. I can learn these things, I can practice them and do it to my father, to my friends, to all my family. And I started slowly and slowly learning new magic, doing a routine. Suddenly I was doing like a whole show for my family. And yeah, and that was the beginning.
And when this hobby turned into a professional career?
It was a bit later. It was when I was 18, something like that. So 10 years later, I stopped doing magic for a bit, but then I met this guy, David Navarez. It's a amazing magician, a street performer. For me, the best one in Spain. He's so good. I met him, and he was already doing that as a job. For me, that was impossible. Being a magician, you have to be David Copperfield. You need to be on TV, on the theaters, to make it to be able to live as a magician, as a career, right?
Yeah.
And when I met this guy, he was only 21. He's young, but he was already working as a magician, and it was really mind bending for me, because I it wasn't like even an option, to be a magician. So I did the secondary learning in Spain at high school. I did the test you have to do before you go to the university, and at that moment I had a total breakdown in my life because I didn't know what to do. I was interested in many things, in math, in psychology, in engineering, but I didn't see myself doing that as a career and working doing that my whole life. I knew I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to be a magician, so it was a difficult decision, but I didn't go to the university to learn these things. I directly started learning magic. I went to a school. Well, there's many people will know Juan Tamariz, one of the greatest magicians in Spain. And I went to his school. I started learning there, and slowly but surely turned into a career.
And now you are a professor in the Ana Tamariz school, right?
I started as a pupil, and now I'm a teacher there. Yeah, for a few years now. I started doing only classes with magic with the Rubik's Cube because I'm specialized in Rubik's Cube. I think we will talk about it later.
Of course, of course.
But then I started doing other classes, and now I'm a full-time professor there. Yeah. Well, there are plenty of professors, so each day is different. But yeah, I usually go and teach there.
Adrián, and now that you are a professor of magic, what do you think is the most important lesson that a magician that is starting should learn?
That's a difficult question, but I'm going to answer by saying one thing that you said. What do I think? I think art is extremely subjective, and it's not objective, so everyone can have a different opinion. What I think is really important to be a magician, or one of the most important things, and what I think has helped me a lot, is magic is not all about magic. I think to be a great magician, you need to be a great performer. And to be a great performer, you can't be just a magician. You need to learn so many more things. You need to do theater. You need to do improvisation. You need to learn drama. You need to learn many things. You need to juggle. Why not? Sometimes magicians, we get stuck in magic, and we try to learn the best methods and the best effects. And sometimes it's not all about that. It's about being a great performer, and you need so many other things. You need to be able, you should take singing classes, but I don't want to be a singer. Doesn't matter, because you're going to learn to use your voice and to project your voice in a theater. And from everything that you learn, that will help you as in your career, not only as a magician, but in general as a performer. So don't get stuck in magic. Learn magic, learn all the theory, learn all the techniques and everything, but don't get too stuck in magic. Learn more things.
Everything that you are telling me that a magician should learn, I feel is in your show, Viajar y Parar, that is traveling and stopping.
Yeah, traveling and stopping, Viajar y Parar.
And I saw that show. I feel it's unique. How you developed the show?
Well, I think it started as a mix of different tricks and routines I had in my repertoire, because it's very difficult to create a show just from the ground. You
Yeah.
don't have anything and you make a show. That's really difficult. I think it needs to have like some columns that sustain the whole thing, something that you do that work, and then you start adding new routines and trying to make everything work. I think for a great show, it should have a running plot. It should be about something. For me, I do magic and I perform on the theater because I feel the need to talk about my life and my thoughts and my worries and about all of that. So when I create magic and I create a new routine, sometimes I have an effect that I want to do and it's really cool, and I think about a presentation for that. But other times, I think about something in my life, and I do think, okay, I need to tell the people about this. I want to express myself, and I think about the effects that I could do about it and how to show it with magic, right? And when you do that, suddenly a show is more than just amazing magic. Magic has to be impressive, has to be amazing, and has to be impossible. But for me, just an amazing trick is not great. It can be really amazing, but it has to have a deeper meaning, or at least not everything, but your general idea and your show, it should have this running plot with a great intro and a great finish, so it makes the whole thing round.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do with the show. I started with a few tricks, but many things changed.
Yeah.
When I was doing the show over and over, I realized that this trick that it was really fun and I enjoyed doing it. It didn't have anything to do with viajar and parar. Hopefully, some of you guys can see the show someday. But yeah, I had this idea about viajar and parar, and everything that didn't fit there, it got out of the show. But not from the beginning. I think it's delusional to think about that. I'm going to make a show, and it's going to be everything new, and everything's going to be coherent with the whole plot. I think that's really difficult. I think a show needs to grow with you, right?
I noticed that in your show you use a lot of personal stories. How you work personal stories into magic?
Uh, Sometimes it's very difficult to do, and sometimes it's right there. I think one of the routines that I do on the show is my friendship ritual. I talk about this friend I lost in my life. He isn't dead or anything. He just decided we weren't a fit. We got some troubles that we couldn't figure it out, and he was my brother. He was for so many years, and from one day to another, this friendship ended. And I think this is something that it has happened to many people. I know I'm not the only one with this. So when I talk about this, the audience relate because many of them has been through the same thing. So I wanted to talk about this because it was a bit like therapy for me, but the act shouldn't be about how sad am I about that. So I thought, okay, how can this be something positive? And I thought, okay, I can talk about this, and I can say I'm sad about this. Why not? I can say this, but every day is a great opportunity to meet someone and have a new friend. So I always ask, does someone want to be my friend? And it's very funny because when there are everyone is an adult, they are too shy to raise their hand.
Yeah.
So it's very funny the contrast that I say something very very sad, and I say, does someone want to be my friend? And no one raises the hand. It's very funny because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you can do this to me. I open my heart and no one wants to be my friend, but it's funny. And then people laugh and we can change the rhythm of the routine, and now it's funny, and I bring someone to the stage and we do a magic ritual. And then when you've done this, the magic is not that important anymore. It's about the friendship. It's about how I'm connecting with this guy, the fun that we have on stage.
Yeah.
And then the effect has to be good, obviously. But I feel like it doesn't matter if I do something with cards or with big colors, or it doesn't matter anymore, because what people will remember is the human side of me, the how I open myself and talk about my friendship, and that I made a new friend on stage. And I think that is what people will remember. And for me, what we do with the magic thing is not that important for me.
I think when you tell a personal story, somehow you end up vulnerable, or at least that is the effect.
Yeah.
Do you think that is an advantage for entertaining the audience?
I think it will help their experience with the show. If they connect with you, they will care about what you're saying and what you're telling. And if you're vulnerable, they will connect more with you. So yeah, I think it will help, but it has to be sincere. It has to be true. If you're just saying things to make yourself vulnerable, people will notice.
Yeah.
When you say something that is true and it has meaning and is deep and it's about you and it's real, people can tell that you're telling the truth. But if not, you need to be the best actor to tell a lie and make yourself vulnerable, but it's a lie. People can tell. People read through you. So you need to be sincere. Even if you then mix your story with some things that are not all true, because at the end of the day, it's a show and it's entertaining, right? But the base needs to be true, really true, and people will connect. And I think it's an advantage, not for you, for them, because they will have a better experience.
Sometimes people see magic or a magician like some kind of god, some kind of somebody that knows more than everybody. But when you talk about your personal stories, it compensates a little bit
like it lowers you to the ground, to the human realm. You're back a human. I think that's something that happens when you are doing things that are impossible, things that sometimes magic has meaning even if you don't want it. Juan Tamariz talks about this in his book, The Magic Rainbow. The torn and restored card, for example, it's a representation of death and life and resurrection. And many tricks have this deeper meaning, and in some way we're doing miracles. So it's easy to be on this spot of a god, like you said. And I also understand that some magicians and some performers like that status, and they like to be, yes, I'm especially mentalists, right? I have this power for real, and I can read your mind. Not really. You're also a magician that does some other tricks, mentalism techniques, but it's a trick at the end of the day. Some of it, or most of it. But I don't like to be on that spot. I never say that I have real powers. For me, everything has an explanation before. I will tell it. I don't have a problem with it. But what I say is, of course, there's a trick behind it, but who cares? We know Superman can't fly. We know it's a green screen or there are wires connected to his back. But when we see Superman, we don't care about that. We know. Could you imagine if someone said, yeah, but he's not really flying. It's a green screen. You would like, yeah, I know. Don't tell me. I want to enjoy the film. For me, magic has to be the same way. We know there are tricks. We know we don't have superpowers, but who cares? It's about having fun. It's about entertainment. So that's why I don't want to be on that spot of the god, the super powerful god. And I think you're completely right. These personal stories make you human, and make you not that good. But also, there are, for me, another way to compensate this thing is maybe you don't have to be the one that does the magic all the time. All the time, magic can reveal to you and work by itself, and sometimes stop working. So now you're not the god anymore. You can't control it. You know, and sometimes the spectator can do the magic and not you. So now he's the magician and he gets the ovation, and that also makes you human. And when I do magic, I like to do that a lot. I don't I don't always enjoy being the one that does these incredible things. I also like to the audience to have that feeling, you know. Later I can do a trick with you if you want to, when I will do a trick and then you will do it again.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I will do it and then you will do it.
In the final of the episode.
Yeah.
Stay.
Stay. Don't leave us.
Adrian, you have a very special effect, very special act, which is very emotional, and you handle very well deep emotions of spectators.
Yeah.
How you handle it?
Yeah, that routine, I think is the thing that I'm most proud of what I do. Definitely. It started as a little thing and it has grown and grown and grown, and it has this deep space in my heart. We sorry, that's the mic. But yeah, it's like my heart when I do this is always so full, and it's really deep, as you said. It's a routine that I call whispers, susurros, and it has to do with these ashes that came from a volcano in Reykjavik in Iceland, and it's a real story, and it has a lot of real truth about it. Also some fiction, but and the basis is all true. And when I started doing it, I didn't expect to get to this point, and suddenly the spectators that were on stage, I felt like they were really connecting with the act and with the magic that was happening. I think it's for a reason. For a reason, I will tell you something that I do not like at all when I see some performers, and I will tell you why what I do is different. Many performers like to, or not like, but try to make the spectator think about someone in his life and about a memory that is hurtful, you know, or is someone that has died, or, you know, I think you're taking advantage of this person, making them by force go to this state, this emotional state, and I think you're taking advantage from them for your own purpose. I hate that. I hate that so much, because for me, the spectator is not a weapon, it's not a prop you can use. No, it's someone that needs to have at least the same or better experience than the ones that are on the seats, right? On the rest of the audience. And on this ad, I ask the person to think about someone special, but I don't say anything. Well, they think about an emotion. It can be anger, it can be happiness, it can be anything, right? But they usually go to these peaceful, happy emotions, and they think about someone that brings that emotion to their life, and about a moment that they were together and they felt that. So I don't say any direction. I will say someone that fits with this emotion that you chose, and they go by this by themselves when they where they need to. And sometimes they found themselves thinking about someone that they didn't think about for many years. Sometimes someone that has died very soon or many years ago, or someone that is present in their life and just gives them calm, but they choose. So it's their emotion, and they are deciding to feel that on stage in some way. So I'm asking them a favor, and they want to do it, so they do it. And then the experience that they have, uh, it's really personal. And I feel like the person that is on stage has a much better experience than the ones on the audience. They can feel it and feel the atmosphere, but the one on stage, it's so deep. Well, you were on the show when we were crying. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
It was amazing because and you can't plan that. You literally can. The day that he came to my show to watch the show and to record the show, the person on stage, when she opened her eyes, she was already almost crying.
Yeah.
And I asked her if she was okay. And I always ask, who is the person that they are thinking about? And she said, my granddad. And she was almost crying. What happened? 1 week ago, 1 week before that, my grandpa died. So, wow, even now remember this, it's so emotional. I think it's the most intense thing that I felt on stage. When she said granddad and I was looking at her eyes, I knew he had died. And my granddad had died like a week ago, and my brother was also on the audience. So I started crying and I said to her, I lost him very, very recently too, or something like that. So she started crying, I started crying, my brother on the audience started crying, everyone started crying, and it was so intense, but also it wasn't sad, it was also kind of peaceful, right? Because we were thinking about happy memories.
Yeah.
We were happy, we were just crying because we couldn't share this happiness with these granddads, right?
Yeah.
And then the effect with the ashes, and it was great. So I think the trick is, don't push your spectator for a place that is an advantage for you. No, think about their experience and how can that experience be better for them, and then it will be better for them, for the audience, and so for you too.
Short pause here. If you're enjoying these interviews, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button so you don't miss the new episodes coming up. Adrián, and you are not only a magician, you are also a top-ranked speed cuber in Spain. How is this?
Well, many people will not know what a speed cuber is. A speed cuber is someone that solves the Rubik's Cube very fast.
Wow.
And by very fast, I mean as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I started when I was, when I don't know my age. It was 2010, 2010.
Okay.
And I started going to competitions on 2013. And since then, it's now 12 years going to competitions. So yeah, a lot of national competitions, European, I've been in the World Championship also. I got a national record in 2014 that lasted for like 3 years, something like that. And I've always been in the top rank, in the top 10 rank for 10 years or something like that. Now magic has taken so much of my life and my time that I don't have the time to go to these competitions, or not at the same rate that I used to go. But I still do it. I still can solve the cube quite fast.
Can you show me?
With this? You mean with this?
Yeah.
Shuffle it, scramble it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's difficult for me because you can scramble it, because we're in the Rubik world we say scramble, but in Magic we say shuffle the cards. So sometimes when I'm with the cube I say shuffle,
the cube,
and people look at me weird. And sometimes with the cards I say scramble the cards, and I'm like, what would you mean scramble the cards? Like you scramble eggs?
Okay, now it's scrambled.
It's a scramble and it's shuffle. It's both things. Do you want me to do it with two or with one hand?
With one hand.
With one hand. More. I can do it with one hand. No, I can. Or at least I can try. Let me watch it. And let's see if I can do it a bit fast for you. Wow. It's almost there. So 15, 16 seconds, something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, with two hands I can do it a bit faster because I've practiced so much to do it at my home. At the end of the day, it's just practice. You can't do it with Magic. It would be, if I do it like in Magic, it would be like in in 1 second, something like that. But you can do that in competition. It's no, you can do that. You can do that.
I know that you combined the Rubik's Cube with Magic.
Obviously.
Now
Obviously.
this is very complicated because you are handling a lot of skill.
Yeah.
And Magic, that should be with no explanation, right?
You shouldn't be demonstrating a lot of skill, right? And that was actually a big problem for me, because when I saw that Rubik's Cube Magic was a thing and people did magic with the Rubik's Cube, when I started doing it, there weren't many effects, but there were some effects. So I was like, I can do the cube. I'm really good with the cube. I've spent so many years learning it. I do magic. This is perfect for me. But when I started doing it, I realized that it was a problem. If I was like this, if I'm like, look at this, I can be very fast with this cube, and then I do something that the explanation can be a skill, people will say, yeah, but he's so skilled. It's the same with cards. If you do like, I'm going to shuffle the cards, it's like, no, you're not. You're too skilled. You can do anything. I always think about Leonard Green, this card magician, one of the greatest in the world. When you see him scrambling, shuffling the cards fall from his hand. Yeah. It's total chaos, but he has total control. His techniques are on point, but it doesn't look like it. So it's pure magic. I think if when you show a skill, it takes from the magic. So I started to learn how to move the cube not fast and do it like someone who is not really good doing the cube. So maybe not doing every movement with the fingers, but with the whole hand, like this, going more slowly. So I didn't show this ability. Some of the techniques you have to do with the cubes in magic maybe involves doing it with one hand. So if before I've done the cube in 15 seconds with one hand, then what am I doing? I'm explaining the techniques, right? So yeah, it wasn't easy at the beginning. I had to learn from scratch. I learned to do it as if I didn't know anything. It wasn't that helpful.
yeah, that's true. Adrian, and you teach magic with cubes in a workshop or something?
Yes, I have this special workshop. It's it's about 4 hours long. It could be longer because I would love for people to learn how to solve the cube. Sadly, not many times you have these longer sessions, but it could be done. But my workshop about cube magic is designed for people that don't know anything about the cube. They don't know how to solve it. They don't know any about magic techniques with the cube. They don't know about gimmicks with the cube, anything. And it's from ground zero. I explain in the first half an hour or hour a bit of history about the cube, about how it really works, about some interesting facts about it, and about the element, so people can know more about the element. And then we start with the basic techniques, with one technique that is it's not mine. It's like the most basic thing you can do, and it's a weapon that a tool that can help you do many effects. It's by Takami Tsusui, a Japanese magician. It's the father of magic, Rubik's Cube magic. And with that technique, I will teach you many possibilities that you can do, and many different effects, different variations, false shuffles, so many things. And then at the end of the workshop, a few routines that you can do with not only one cube but with more cubes. Some of them may have more gimmick things, but in essence, what I like to do is that you can do all the magic with a regular cube, that you don't have to buy anything special. Just have a cube or a few cubes and you can have really strong routines, even if you don't know how to solve it.
Wow.
But I always say, if you know how to solve it, you won't be afraid of it. If you do some mistakes, there's no problem, because you know the element. The more you know, the better you will do it and the easier it will be for you, obviously. But you don't have to. You really don't have to. And you leave the workshop with those routines in your repertoire. Definitely. You have to practice.
Yeah.
You need to practice, but you will learn it and you really can do it. And it's really practical. It's not, I've always hated when workshops, the magician just teaches the things and let's move on. No, but I need to feel it in my hands. So I like to do it. I can do it for many people and just teach it, but I prefer to do it with less people and give them the cubes so they can have it in their hands. I can check that they really can do these techniques, so they will leave the workshop really doing the magic. That I think when you go to learn it,
Yeah.
that's how you learn, not just by hearing and seeing. You really need to do it,
Yeah.
and then you practice at home. But you wouldn't have any doubts about how it's done.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I can give it to you one day,
Yeah.
just you and me,
Please.
personal class.
Adrian, the first time I met you, it was when I was in this show of Javi Rufo,
Yeah.
and you were doing this duo magic. It was amazing in the middle of the show. How was the experience working with him?
I've worked with Javi Rufo since 2019, so 6 years now. He's not even a friend now. It's something more. It's my brother. Is my best friend in magic, and we are so close. We work together so much. We rehearse. We create magic. We have a quite similar way of thinking about magic, so we get along in that sense. And in his show Magia en Juego, here in Madrid, in Gran Via, is this main street with a lot of shows. It's like Las Vegas, but in Madrid.
Yeah.
He wanted to do some other things, put me also in the show, do some things with him, and we realized we had so much chemistry on stage and performing together that people loved it so much that, because we always do, it's a mix of love and hate.
Yeah.
Because I'm a disaster. My mind is everywhere, and he's like so, I don't know how to say this, but so serious sometimes. He's not, but he likes things to go right. But I'm a bit of chaos on the show, so he gets mad at me. But then I always do something to him, and people laugh about it so much. And creating these magic effects together, we found out not only the chemistry, but performing with another artist. It's incredible, because it's not only really fun. We usually perform alone, or maybe you have someone that helps you, but being two magicians on stage and trying to work together is not always that easy. And we found for us is so rewarding and so fun. But also we found out about routines and techniques you just can't do alone.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that there's another person, suddenly you can use his body to hide things when people don't expect it, or to steal things, or you can change the focus completely to the other person, so they're not looking at you in this moment. It's much easier to misdirect by doing this, and get some effects that wouldn't be possible by just you alone. So it's been so much fun, and like this creative thing that we are doing for the brain is so helpful.
Yeah.
So good.
What do you think is the most important thing that you have learned working with Javi?
Definitely to be professional. Yeah, I mean it, because as I said, magic is it's not all about magic. And I said this at the beginning. When I started working with Javi, I didn't have that much experience on theater, right? So I used to do some things, but not that much. Now that I've been in Gran Via with him for many years, I've learned so many stuff, especially with lights and sound, the illumination, the technical part. You need to know this, and you need to know that if you perform on theater, it's not the same thing. It's not the same routine with one light or with other light, or with one color or a different color, or if the music it's in this way or the other way. Everything is important, and everything should be well thought. And I started doing that. I think that has helped me grow so much not as a magician, as an artist and as a performer. And now when I go to some theater, I can really be a professional and know what I really need for my show. I need these lights, I need this, I need this, I need all this stuff. Before it was like, what lights do you need? I don't know. I need them on. I need people to see me off or on. But I didn't know if I want this spot or this light. No, I didn't know. And this I think is so important, and it's something that I've learned about Javi. Yeah, and also the treat of the how you treat the spectator. Javi does such a good job at treating the spectators right. You will never see him doing something bad or doing something or saying something wrong to the spectator. If he does it, you will see it works, because he will only do it when it's so clear that he has that connection with someone and he can have that relationship. But if not, you will never see him treat him wrong, and always trying to find the best experience for the spectator, not only the one on the seat, but especially the one on stage. And when you're doing magic, especially for adults, people don't want to be a volunteer. They're like, no, I hope the magician doesn't bring me on stage. With Javi, at the beginning, maybe they are like that, but then they want to be a volunteer because they are seeing he treats people with respect, right? And they are seeing that people on stage have a better experience than the one on the seat, or that they have a great time. So they want to do that. And that's also a thing that I've learned about Javi.
And apart from the shows, you are also involved in making mathematics fun through magic.
Yeah.
What is this about?
How is that possible? Math fun? What are you even saying, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this started a few years ago, also when I started working with Nelo Maestre and Antonio Camina. There are two Spanish magicians that they created this project that is called Divermates. Divermates is basically fun math, but in Spanish, right? And it's a work that we do on schools, on the high school for kids. It's not the thing that they do in class. It's like this special day, Divermates come to their high school or school and do these activities. It's, how can I say it? It's a mix of a workshop, a show, but also a talk you do. It has a presentation, but it's things related to math, but that maybe you don't think are related to math. For example, when you think about math, you think about sums, multiplication, this kind of things, calculus. You also think maybe about shapes, the triangle and the square and circle, but magic is so much more than that. For example, magic it's in origami, and this art of with paper. It's in magic. I will tell you about this. It's in soap bubbles. The bubbles. It has a lot of to do with math, but you wouldn't tell at first sight. So we do these special workshops with these themes, so the kids can understand that there's much more, and they learn to see life with the glasses of math.
Wow.
When you have these special glasses, suddenly you see things in your life that you didn't realize that they have this connection to math. In essence, math is this science that is made to learn about the world and explain why things work the way they work. It's basically that. And sometimes you need the shapes, and sometimes you need the numbers to make that out. But that's not the important part. The important part is what we try to do is that they find the solution to problems, that they arrive to their own conclusions, and also make these whole workshops almost like a magic show. So it has this special rhythm that is like really fun, and it's also cool because people usually don't think math is fun, and sometimes the kid, when they don't know us, they're like, what is this guy telling me? What is he going to fun math? And at the end of this hour that we are with them, they are full of happiness and fun. And when we go the next year maybe to that school, they already love Diver Mates. And it's quite funny because sometimes I feel like a rock star because kids remember you, and you go the next year and they go, Adrián, and I feel like Mick Jagger going in the school, right? And now based on this, I've learned so much with Diver Mates and Nelo and Antonio, and I'm developing my own magic show. It's not a workshop. It's not a thing that is for them to learn. This is especially for fun and amazement, and it's a magic show, but it's also made through math, and I talk about this also these things related to math, but it's a magic show. It's completely a magic show, but the explanation of the tricks does nothing to do with magic really. It's professional magic, but it's a good excuse to talk about also these topics and get through the kids so they started enjoying math a little bit more, but with magic.
Adrián, and what about the future? Do you have any projects coming up?
Well, the future is yet to come. We'll see about it. I don't like to think too far into the future because you never know, but in this near future I will start doing this show about math. It's almost done. It's almost ready to be done and to perform. It's really great. I think it's going to be amazing. Also, I want to keep going to competitions with this ad with Susurros. I'm very happy with it. I think I can make it a bit better still with these tips that some magicians have told me. I know I can make it better, and hopefully this show on theaters, and maybe I can combine the two things and get some international reach, because I would love to perform out of Spain, right? I can perform in English with no problem, and I would love to with the ad, with the whole show, anything. We'll see about that.
That will be an opportunity that anybody that is watching us should take.
You hire me. I will go to your house and perform magic there. No? We'll see. This year, the show and the contest.
That's great. Adrián, and for the big finale of this interview, can you make another magic? Because you already made some magic.
Yeah.
Can you make another one?
Yeah, but that wasn't magic. That was just what you can do on Rubik's Cube competition. So we can do something more with the cube if you want to. Because of course. The other thing was like too fast. Yeah. I'm going to do one thing that is not completely magic, but it's an extreme ability, right? Mm-hmm. And to try to memorize as many colors as I can in just a few seconds, right? So, okay. All right. Okay. This will go on my back. I swear there's nothing more on the back. There are no more cues. There's anything. You can confirm to
yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's totally true.
So it's going to be on the back. This is true skill. Okay, choose a color. You have white, yellow, green, blue, red, and orange, because are the colors of the cube.
Blue.
Blue. There was one on the top right. Yes. I think... okay. There was also a few in the back. And I think I have it. So, look. There's no more blue on the cube, because I think...
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you want to do it again?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to look too much because, tell me another color, different.
Red.
Red. Now it's more difficult because I have to remember what I did the last time. Red. Oh, yeah. I think now the blue has come back. No. There's also red. And one last time. Okay. Think about one color, but don't tell me.
Okay.
Think about a different color. Don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a different color.
Okay.
Another. and another. And I think it should be completely solved, right?
Yeah. No.
What? Yeah, it's solved. it's
Oh
solved.
my God.
It's what do you mean no? What do you mean no? Don't scare me like that. Alejandro,
Oh my
please.
God.
Don't scare me like that.
Oh my God, Adrián.
By the way, I told you before that I was going to do a trick, but you were going to do it too.
Okay.
I didn't do it yet.
Okay.
Can I do it?
Yes, of course.
We have
please.
time, right? We have time. It's a card trick. Well, I think you're good with cards too, right? But it's going to do something that is going to amaze you.
Okay.
Cut by any point, maybe not more than half, but maybe cut. You can have the deck. You can cut.
I cut?
Yeah. And look at the next card. Look at it. Remember it.
Okay.
Put it back here. No, put the card because if not, it's going to be on top. Yeah. Remember the card. You have it. I will do the same thing. I will cut a card and I will have a card. So put your hand. Let's see. Okay, I will remember the card. And now, under these conditions, I'm going to try to guess the position of your card. Yes, I think it's position 16. No, 17. 17.
Really?
I think so. I think so. Put the hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Which was the card?
6 of hearts.
Oh my God. It is. But I told you one thing, that you were going to do it too.
Yes.
Take the cards. Try to guess the position of my card.
16.
My card was the 5 of spades. You said?
16.
16. I said 17 and I mean, it changed, but 16. 5 of spades.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
5 of spades.
No.
He did it! He did it!
Oh my God.
You did it! We're both magicians!
Oh my God, you have real powers, man.
No, you do, you did it. I didn't do anything.
Oh my God.
You said the number and it was there.
You fooled me. Well, thank you, Adrián, very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And can you leave us with any words that comes to your mind that could be helpful for anybody that is watching us, just to finish this episode?
Yes. I will say that keep watching this really special podcast, Life of Magic. Watch every episode and you will learn a lot about magic. And if you see me somewhere on the streets or in a theater, come talk to me and we'll talk about magic, life, or whatever you want. Rubik's Cube, math, whatever is fine. So yeah, see you and thank you.
Before you go, I would love to know your perspective. What insight from this conversation you can apply to your own magic? Leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching Life of Magic podcast.